Hey, welcome from up here in Kingfield, Maine. It's Brian. I'm on vacation, June, wrapping up some projects, and this is just a little ditty that I kind of whipped together. Any of you that know about guitars know about National resonators. National has been making resonators since, forever. They had a brief hiatus when they stopped, but they made some of the greatest things back in the 20s and 30s, tricones and biscuits. And then Dobro kind of was an offshoot, and again, I'm not really schooled on this, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But Dobro went off, and they started making the ones with the spider bridges instead of the biscuits and the tricones. And so Dobro is sort of synonymous with slide guitar and flat lap steel, a lot of square necks and that sort of thing. Well, then National branched off and they marketed a lot of acoustic guitars in the 50s and 60s, most of which were made by other people. Gibson made stuff for them. Then they continued to expand and they made electric guitars, and they made some things under the Supro name and the Valco and Resoglass. They made some really funky, cool Art Deco, like fiberglass body things with a cone and a pickup in them. Well, I bought this thing online thinking that I was getting myself one of those, 60s Gibson-made Nationals that had a great big mustache bridge on it, and I thought, hey, that'll be a cool project. Well, alas, I should have done my homework, because in '68, National went under, stopped using the Valco name Supro, and they stopped selling anything, and an Asian overseas manufacturer bought the name. And that's what I got here. This is an early 70s National, probably made in China or Japan, and it was all laminate. It's a plywood top, plywood back and sides. The inlays are kind of cool, but anyway, it wasn't really worth doing a whole lot to with that plywood top. So, what did I decide to do? I made a National resonator out of it. This is a national treasure. There's the air quotes for you. This has a 10-inch spider bridge cone with the spider bridge. It does have a main rock maple saddle compensated that I carved for it. And it's all reinforced with sound posts inside the sound well. I cut a couple of sound ports here. Covered up the sound hole that was in there with this funky tortoise pickguard. Telecaster neck pickup. CTS pods, orange drop cap for the wiring. Pretty cool player. It's got this zero fret nut that's made out of brass, so that kind of helps with the resonation and the sound. And all in all, it's just kind of a fun little picker. I've got this strung with 13 to 56 Monell Martin retro strings, so it picks up the pickup sound nicely and gives it that old-timey tune. And I'm not much of a slide player, but I like to mess around with it, so. So that's just acoustic. It's fairly quiet, but when you give it a little juice and you give it some sound, that's pretty good plugged in. It's got a nice tone. anyway, thanks for watching. It'll be up here on the Reverb site soon. So this is the National Treasure 1970s or so Asian resonator converted. But, you know, just because it was 70s, I figured I did have to put a little JFK 1971 50-cent piece right in there. So anyway, just dripping with mojo. Thanks for watching. See ya.